I would like to call this December 4th, 2018 special meeting of the Board of Education regarding the Pay 19 levy and public hearing to order. We will begin with a roll call, please. Director Foster is absent today.
Ms. Zhang?
Yes.
Ms. Vanderwert?
I'm here.
Mr. Schumacher?
Here.
Mr. Marchese?
Here.
Ms. Ellis?
Here.
Ms. Foster? And Mr. Broderick.
Here.
I would move to approve the order of the main agenda.
Second.
Vote, please.
Ms. Zhang?
Yes.
Ms. Vanderwert?
Yes.
Mr. Schumacher?
Yes.
Mr. Marchese?
Yes.
Ms. Ellis?
Yes.
Mr. Broderick.
Yes.
This is a special levy hearing. We will have a presentation by our Chief Financial Officer, and after that presentation, audience members will have the opportunity to come up and speak. If you could keep it to 3 minutes, that would be great. We will not answer any questions. However, we will take note of any questions you may have and get back to you. We will start with the presentation, and I will turn it over to you, Superintendent Gothard.
Thank you, Chair Ellis, members of the board tonight. Chief Financial Officer Schul is here, and several members of her team too. Really appreciate their hard work, and she's going to present the Pay 18 levy for you tonight. Marie.
Am I on? Good evening, Chair Ellis, members of the board, Superintendent Gothard, community members, and taxpayers. This evening, we are going to present a brief presentation on the Pay 19 levy, and then we will turn it over for public comment. So, again, our purpose tonight is that state statute requires that all local governments hold a public hearing prior to finalizing the levy, and that is to allow for public comment. The hearing must follow the release of the proposed tax statements from the county, and that must also provide information on estimated taxes and other adjustments. So the basics are that school levy authority is established in law. Budgets are a combination of state, federal, and local funding, including the voter-approved referendum. Unlike cities and counties, our Pay 19 levy for the school district is funding our next fiscal year for 2019-20. So the levy that we are looking at this evening approximately funds about 20% of our revenue. And the levy that we certify the ceiling back in September, that can only move downward after October 1st. So why do school boards levy? The levy provides revenue that funds the cost of staff, salary benefits, other post-employment benefits, other known as OPEB, pension obligations, debt service, facility projects, most recently our facility master plan, including health and safety, maintenance, and new construction. And then it also funds community education programs, and we can only levy what is authorized by law, so there are limitations. There's a 44-page document that the state provides school districts, which is updated multiple times throughout the process. So factors impacting our St. Paul levy. The overall estimated market value were up 7.1% from our prior year. We saw double-digit increases for a number of commercial, industrial, and apartment properties. And then the residential areas that had more moderate areas and higher increases were Thomasdale, North End, the Greater East Side, and West 7th. We also see a school portion of the fiscal disparities aid increasing around $449,000. We also saw changes to the St. Paul right-of-way program with the cities. Factors impacting school levies, changes in pupil counts, not only just our average daily membership, but also when you look at residential pupil units and how that impacts the referendum overall. Legislative changes to our education formulas, referendum inflationary increase. The voter-approved referendum on November 6th. Pension contribution changes required by law. OPEB obligations, again, that's our other post-employment benefits for retirees that are written in previous contracts, bargaining units. Employment changes that drive our severance costs, and then capital bonding and all of the facility areas, including health and safety and lease costs. So we have 4 levy categories that we break it out into in our next few slides, just so that you can see the levy categories. Again, the operating is our overall general fund levy, or our general levy that supports school functions, including the referendum, integration, our operating capital, career and tech, ed, and other adjustments. The pension and contractual obligations are more of the areas that cover employment, the contractual areas of the levy. Facilities supports the overall facility maintenance plan, our debt service, and health and safety program. And then the community service levy is the community ed programs. There's a separate levy for that. So what you'll see on the next 2 slides is I've broken out the proposed Pay 19 levy into the annual levy, in which we have it before the voter-approved increase, and then the levy with the voter-approved referendum. So the before, excluding the voter-approved increase, what you'll see is the operating levy, excluding the voter-approved referendum increase, which was passed on November 6th, is an increase of $3.7 million, so around 53.9 million is the proposed for Pay 19. The pension contractual area will be 39.5 million for an increase of about 600,000. The facilities area around 64.3 million for an increase of around 1.6 million. And the community service or community education programs around 3.8 million for an increase of around 150,000. So the total increase, excluding the voter-approved referendum, is around $6.1 million for a 3.91% increase. If you look overall, our baseline levy from year to year, excluding the increase in the voter-approved referendum, is around 6.1 million, that 3.91%. On the next page, the proposed Pay 19 levy for final certification for the district, this is what will be proposed on December 18th. This includes the voter-approved referendum amount on November 6th. What you will see there is the difference on the operating line has increased to 71.1 million for a total difference there of 20.9 million. And the bottom line proposed levy then increases to 178.7 million for a total of 14.94% increase. So with that voter-approved referendum, the increase in our levy is now $23.2 million. So the revised estimated annual property tax impact. So These are the final estimates prior to the final proposed levy. What you'll see on the, assuming a 0% increase in market value for a residential home, if there was a 0% increase, which is, again, not likely, but just for comparison, on a $186,200 home, that would be $101 roughly, that estimated change on the annual property taxes. You can see that overall, if you look at the next slide, assuming that 7.1% increase in market value, you'll see that that home with that market value increase is now around $170. That is the annual tax impact overall for the total levy for the school district. And the commercial industrial property, assuming the 6.1% market value increase, again, you will see the change there. That average median commercial property is around $253, that change. So on the levy calendar this evening, we will be having a public hearing following this presentation, and we'll open it up for public comment. And with that, that concludes the presentation this evening.
Did board members have questions? Okay. All right. Thank you, Marie.
Thank you.
We will now begin the public hearing portion of the meeting. As a reminder, 3 minutes. A yellow light will show when there is 1 minute remaining, and a red light will show when time is up. We will not answer any questions. We will take note of any questions you may have and get back to you. And please be sure to state your name clearly. So the first name I have on the list is Mark Leonard.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name's Mark Lehner, and obviously, if you look at the crowd, nobody cares. Okay? I thought it'd be packed. I guess nobody cares. You've had 4 levies from 2000. One person has been here, 2 of them. This will be the 3rd one. It's Mr. Broderick. Everyone else here has not been here. We don't need excuses of why we're raising the taxes for education and saying, wait, I wasn't here, it's not my fault. We need to start thinking about doing other things out of the box and then the same old, same old. We don't think out of the box. It seems the same old question, we get the same answers. Wait a second. Hey, I know what we'll do. Let's just sit around here, play games. Wait, we need more money. I got it. Let's raise taxes. That's the easy way. We can raise taxes. Everybody likes kids. No one's going to vote no for the kids. It's tiresome. My son, I have 2. One, I get it. It's difficult. You have all these mandates, special education mandates. My son gets all the money. My other son gets the leftovers. I understand. We need to think out of the box. I'm really tired of it. We'll see what happens here. Are we going to do the same thing? Or are we going to do what we always do and get the same results? This is ridiculous. Thank you.
Thank you. Joe Jacobson?
Hi, I'm coming because I received my tax information this year to watch it go up again. I started to panic that maybe I'm not in my right neighborhood. I make enough money, my husband makes enough money, but our taxes will have doubled in less than 6 years. I think that's getting a little outrageous. I get the kids need help, but unfortunately, every year at school, I see them on the news. I'm not seeing the change. You can continue to throw money at the problem, but I don't think it's getting fixed. I think there has to be another way. I don't know what that way is, but before you raise my taxes so I lose my house, I'd like to see if there's another way. I'd like to hear what we could be doing differently. Where is this money going? I get people need raises, but I didn't double my paycheck this year. I don't understand why my taxes doubled. So I would like to see a different way about it, more than keep taking the money, and not seeing the changes. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak? Our public hearing is over. I would accept a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Opposed? Thank you again. As a reminder for board members and the community, we will be reconvening the committee of the board meeting in 5A. We're adjourned.